Yes, they are.
Right now, so we're continuous learning through personal growth at Toastmasters and trying new ways of thinking, like being part of a team that started a new club, and passing on knowledge to inspire new Toastmasters to achieve more than they thought was possible. We want to hear more about that, don't we? So, welcome up, Glenn Pierce, with Building New Clubs.
Are you first, Marie? You go first. You do your first up.
Welcome up.
All right. Yeah.
Are you taking the limelight?
Hi, my name's Glenn.
Take it, mate. Take it.
Glenn gave me 3.5 minutes just to introduce a concept to you that is related to today's workshop. Who's familiar with this? Oh, there is, yeah, lots of people. This is great. This is in Toastmasters International website under District Central, called the Leads and Perspective Clubs, or the Toastmasters Lead Management. And a lead is basically an idea, or somebody comes forward with an idea for a new club. And you can see we've got a number in here that may or may not go through to fruition. The previous club growth directors in the room will say, a lot of them didn't. They came to nothing, or we did a speech draft and they said, that's all, thank you, but they are leads. And we have set a goal. This year.
Yeah.
Of getting 5 new, that's 4, that's 5 new clubs chartered. And to do that, I know we need more than 5 new leads in this database, because a lot of them don't come to nothing. And if you want to know more about these, you can ask me afterwards. This is my challenge to all the area directives, and it is an incentive. There will be a prize at the end of the year, and we know the end of the year is June 30th, to develop at least one solid opportunity or need to grow a club in each area. That is your challenge, and it relates directly to the workshop that Glenn is holding today. The details of the plans will become apparent as the year goes on. This doesn't mean I expect you to charter a club, but to provide one solid opportunity or need to grow a club in each area. And now, I will hand over to the illustrious Glenn Pierce.
Thank you for Marie, and welcome, and thank you everybody. So, why start new clubs? You may ask this question. Now every one of you in this room is a member of a club that was once chartered. Now I know Esther, your club was a very long time ago. But again,
1963.
yeah, there you go, 90 a long time ago. So just to keep in perspective here, that every club that you're in now started from a group of ideas or people who chartered a club. So this is what, keep this in mind when we're doing this workshop today. Every club idea starts from one idea. And we've talked about those just briefly, but more of those sort of things as we go along. Now, before I get into the new club thing, what I want to talk about is personal experience. What I'm talking about you guys is, I'll talk about this as you go through today, but you will gain so much more from just going through this process. It's a really amazing process of actually learning along the way, because we do so much in our club and so much in the area, but it's amazing what you can learn from just other people. And so there's 3 things I call it: planning, commitment, and networking. These are really key things about building clubs, which I was narrowing this down. I was thinking how to narrow it right down, but really think about these things when you think about building clubs or anything you do. They're really useful tools in Toastmasters. Now they're definitely key skill sets you learn along the way. So really have a think about these as we're doing Toastmasters. So plan for success. What will it look like in 12 minutes' time? We'll see, won't we? Now I love this quote. It's a really simple quote. It's just simply, we all have ideas and we think, oh yeah, great, this is a brilliant idea. But how many ideas actually just stay ideas? So it's really thinking about what can we do now to start planning to make it actually happen. Does that make sense? Now, we've seen district mission before. Now, Marie has spoken about the supporting of the clubs, the old clubs. But how about this? What I'm going to talk about is the first part. We build new clubs. And this is a really important thing here. And I'll talk a bit more about why new clubs and what they could look like and stuff like that. But the really important... Hang on, what's happened there? Nope, okay. Technology, eh? So definitely, yeah, all good. And so this is now. I would say this is going to be interactive. I want you to encourage. If you have any questions, welcome. Pop your hand up and ask questions. So definitely ask questions because this is how you'll learn and grow as Toastmasters. I definitely encourage this throughout the session. Come on, cool. Oh, I'm missing a slide. I've gone too far. Ah, there it is. No, gone too far. Ah, bugger. There it is. There it is. That's the one. No, back. No. What happened there?
We need you to.
Well, I think I went too far there.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
You've clicked off the thing.
I know.
Right, no worries.
That's right. We'll carry on. That's okay. So,
You need to go forward again.
1, 2, 3. Here it is, that's the one I was after. All right, so on your tables you've got post-it notes. So I'm going to get a piece of paper or post-it note, and just before we get into all this, I want you to write down just one idea for a club. Can be anything you want to think about. Just could be the most silliest idea ever. I just love you put just a couple of minutes, put a note on it, make a note of a club. And I'll ask you to share these guys later. So as I said, this is interactive, so definitely keep you on your toes today. So just have a think about what sort of clubs, what sort of club ideas, maybe could be something you just thought about, could be community, could be a work focus, could be a niche club, anything like that. Just write down an idea. Yeah. So definitely have a think about these ideas, anything like that, just jot an idea down, and I'll ask you to share this a bit later. For a new club, yep. Yep, just anything idea for a new club. Anything you want to, anything you can think of. That's all right. Now, it's okay. Now, this is okay. Like, I'm not sure, you don't have to know the answer straight away. So what I will say here is have a think about it for the next few slides and get some ideas going, and I'll ask you to share a bit later. So just keep this in mind. And any questions is definitely important. So while you're thinking about that, let's have a talk about what are the current clubs in District 72. Now, the majority of clubs are community. And now when I talk about community clubs, I say probably 80% are probably purely in person, but don't think about the format, because sometimes the format we do meet in different formats. Because a good example is a club we're chartering as Club Central Otago Toastmasters. A great example here, they're obviously based in Alexandria, but they have potential members coming in via Teams every meeting via Teams. So they're definitely a hybrid club. So this is one option for charting new clubs. So don't feel like you have to always limit yourself to just in person. But this also benefits a lot of other ways as well. Just think about, if you have a whole lot of members, but they may be away for work, if you've got the option of hybrid, they can come in and they can still be part of that meeting, but they may be in Auckland at work or something. Just something to think about. And the other option here is online. Now, there are there are 2 or 3 online clubs in our district. A great example is Cyber 5, we've already talked about. That is meeting right now. So, for example, that's purely online. I would call that almost a community club, but I say 80%. But 70% of those members are based overseas. They don't live in New Zealand. But they are still a community club. So don't ever limit yourself to just in person. Who's been a member of a corporate club here before? So what's your experience from a community to corporate difference? What's the difference in that? Well, how would you pull them differently?
The motivation tends to be quite targeted.
Yep.
And membership turnover tends to be quite high because it's linked to
Yep.
employment status, and when they've achieved their goals, they'll move on to something else.
Yeah, your head up, Lynn?
I belong to Club Physicals up in Auckland.
Yeah.
We had gyms all around the Auckland area, plus down in Wellington. So
Yeah.
whenever you employed somebody,
Yeah.
they were offered Toastmasters. And
Oh, yeah.
So they would attend to that, and so that's the club just grew and very successful.
So there you go, it's another option there. Something to think about. Yep.
There's also an in-between option.
Yep.
Because very often I find people call the Wellington city clubs
Yeah,
corporate clubs.
yeah,
They are not.
yeah,
Some of them are distinctly just normal. Every
yeah,
blogs on the street can
Mm-hmm.
walk in,
yeah,
become a member. They don't belong to a corporation or a government department.
Yeah.
They can be quite social.
yeah,
A lot of the people come in because of the professional development aspect,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make them corporate.
yeah.
So you've got this hybrid.
Yeah, great, cool. Thank you. That's a great example. Another great example. Now, another one here is speciality. Now, this is quite a new one. This is really a niche. I would call it almost a niche category. A great example was when I was involved in chartering with Kura Kareo, which is a te reo club. This is very much a niche club for learning about te reo and being comfortable in the workplace, and obviously in everyday situations. It's a really great example of a niche club coming to life in a different way, a different format. And it's thriving because this is another way of thinking about it. Another one in our district is online uncensored comedians and humourists. It's another example. They just focus purely on humour. And again, they use online, both use online format. It works well. It's another way. So you don't have to limit yourself to any particular way of things have always been. Any questions on this so far? All good? So that's our current status at the moment. So what are the new charter club options? Now I've got this little guy on the right, this little guy on the right here, thinking outside the box here. Because guess what? As I've already said, we think outside the box. Hey not. Because what was done 20 years ago is completely different now. The world's changed, we've changed, but there's people out there who want to learn Toastmasters, who love to be part of Toastmasters community, so maybe some different ideas. Now there are two options here, just want to highlight the two, just to make it really clear there are two options how you're chartering a new club. The first one is our new members, so 17 new reinstated or transferred members, plus 3 dual members, and this is 3 to 4 new dual members. And yeah, so everyone's all nice and clear on that one? Yep. Now the second option is a dual member club. This is probably more what a lot of people might call it an advanced club, effectively. This is 20 dual members. So they're basically members of a club already, and they just come another member, start another focus, another way of learning about Toastmasters, or another key skill they want to learn. And there's definitely examples of that over the years of advanced clubs. So that is your two options. So when I say thinking out the box, I say think out the box. Just think, what could we do differently? What is something unusual? What is another way of thinking about things? It could be a new language club. I'm just throwing ideas around here, but there's lots of ideas how you can build clubs without just thinking about just the new community club in the corner. So the different ways of thinking. Hopefully everyone's getting the idea. So we can actually try things new here. So that's if you're thinking out of the box. So keep that thinking going. I'm going to test you guys on that shortly. Now, I want to share a quick story with you guys, because when I first got this idea of building a club, it was actually in a room like this with district officers, and the other two at the time were area directors at the time with me, and they said, "Why don't we build a club?" And I said, "Okay, well, how are we going to do this?" So we went down, had a coffee, we had a great chat about things, and we sort of got this whole planning process going, which is really, really big part of what we're trying to do. Have an idea, and actually thinking, how are we actually going to do this? Because it's great to have an idea, but how are you going to plan to do this? So really understand planning is really crucial in this. And the other thing I'll talk about was commitment, because guess what? Clubs aren't a 5-minute job to put to charter. So just keep this in mind, they don't charter overnight. So commitment is really important here. So having that support having people like these people and other Toastmasters around you as well. Having people that are coming in for guest speakers, for example, and guest evaluators, particularly for the demo meetings, when you have a demo meeting, having people coming in to help you out along the way as well. This sort of thing makes a huge difference. So getting that support, keeping that driving through. So this is my story, because the reality is that, yes, we did achieve our DTM. That wasn't the main goal. The whole goal was just to learn along the way, and just that process, that planning, commitment, and that networking. Really, really important. It's something I've really learned from the whole process, and it's helped me all sorts of parts of my life. And also got me some great friendships. I think that's probably the big thing here. So, I mean, you learn so much from that process. So I really encourage you to think about, if you want to, when you think of an idea for a new club, actually do it with other people, because it's fun, and actually you get more people involved in the process. Actually makes it easier. And the good thing about this particular story was, one person was really good at marketing, doing the PR, the social media, really good at that. I was great. I ended up doing all the paperwork. That's fine. I'm happy to do that. That's all good. And another person was great at just grabbing people and dragging those people along to the meeting, sort of thing, and actually getting meeting rooms, finding a suitable venue for us, and all that sort of thing you have to think about when you build a club. So just have a think about that when you're doing that. And the reason why we've got credit here is because, well, I'll actually move to the next slide to explain this one better. Now, this is a rather large, busy slide, as you can imagine. There's lots on here. Yeah, but this is how you get DTM. But I want to really focus on the bottom two there. Serving as a club mentor or coach, which Marie has already spoken about, or a club sponsor, speechcraft, or youth leadership. So the sponsor part really is around. So when you charter a club, there's two sponsors and two mentor spots available. So you can get credit towards your DTM. And there are specific requirements, which I'm not going to go too much today. You can jump on the website, have a look at it. There's lots of examples on the website. There's also lots of information around Distinguished Toastmaster on the website. I will pause it there. Any questions so far? No, we're all good. Everyone seems happy. All right, go, Derek.
I'm thinking like of the SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Yes, yep.
Regarding like the new club. You've outlined some of the opportunities there. I think a potential threat in terms of getting dual members is the current high price that we have to go and pay in New Zealand dollars for TI membership.
Yeah.
So it's just gone up to, well, would be like over $200 a year, probably about $210.
Yeah.
So if you start multiplying that, say, by 2, or more, then it can become quite expensive.
Yeah.
And I think that might be a threat and potentially limit some of the numbers coming through.
It could potentially. So this is where you'll be very careful when you think about it in the second club, especially for dual members. Yeah. What are you actually going to do with that club? What is the specific purpose for that club? I think this is really, really key when you start a club. So you don't want to just build a club. What is your purpose? What is that? What are members, if they join this club, what are they going to gain out of that? Because I've been involved in a club which didn't quite get there, but that was around really advanced evaluations. It was a really good example just to really challenge your evaluations, and that was a really good way to think about that type of thing. So, and it's like, because often you have different evaluations at a club level, but having it at a high and advanced level really pushes that a little bit further, challenge you if you've done a few speeches under your belt. That's just one example, but there's other examples as well. Yep, Craig Glenn.
I was going to ask before, but it's still nagging at me. Why do you need dual members? What's the reasoning for having 3 dual members if you're starting up a new club?
It's because it's good to have experienced members involved in the process, because when you have a whole lot of new members or members coming in, having experienced members on board helps them guide that process, which is really, really important. There's so much to do with a new club, and this actually helps support them to grow, because a lot of new clubs they created, but they kind of fold very quickly. So the idea is you have experienced members and help that process out.
So that's different from a sponsor.
They can be the sponsor. Can they be the sponsor? So my question was related to this, which is it you have to have 3 dual members, or you can have 3 dual members.
You need 3 dual members.
You have to have 3. And are any of those the sponsor?
Yes, they can be. Yep. So they can be the 2 sponsors and 2 mentors.
So they can be the sponsor, mentor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so really this is a good opportunity for them for that but credit, but also it helps guide the club when they initially started, because it's like any new club, there's a whole lot of things they don't know, and having experienced members there to help you in that process out, and makes a big difference. Cool. Any other questions here? No, all good. Right, this is your turn to speak now. So obviously I wrote down on those post-it notes, I had a couple of club idea or a club idea. So I'd love for you guys to share some of these for us now. So who'd like to be the first volunteer? And it's always difficult, this one. Go on. Charm's first hand up.
My husband would be most surprised at the suggestion. I loathe rugby, I loathe cricket, I don't watch sport, maybe Formula One.
Yeah.
But I wonder whether actually some of the sports clubs could
Yep.
be interested in Toastmasters, because what do those sports people do once they can't play their sport on the ball? A lot of them go to public speaking type of activities.
Yeah.
So is there an opportunity in that type of...
Yeah, it's a great example, definitely. Yeah, sports clubs, retire. Yeah, go Lynn. Yeah.
In Christchurch, there's a new building being developed for sport and recreation. And they've got huge amenities there.
Yeah.
Everything you can imagine, from swimming to basketball to you name it.
Yeah.
And there is a huge potential and amazing meeting rooms in that place.
Yep. There you go.
Together I had a visit already. So yeah,
There you go.
exciting stuff.
Exactly. And you can get modern facilities, even better.
Yeah.
Harry then. Yep.
So we've got a clear opportunity in Rolleston
Yep.
Community Club, but
Yep.
the second opportunity I think is for a business club, rather not so much a corporate club, but a business-based club.
Yep.
So there's actually really 2 opportunities in that community.
Yep. Great. Perfect.
I live in Upper Hutt, so the Army's got a really big base there, and there's also they thrive on leadership opportunities, and they're also
No, brilliant. It's a great opportunity. Yep.
I think Minshed could be useful.
Yep. Great. Yeah. Mentioned. Yes. It'd be great. Yep.
Maybe for like an
Yep.
online or an in-person club.
Yeah. That would work perfectly fine. Yep. Yeah. Definitely, that would work. Any thoughts from over here?
University is any learning institution.
Yep.
We often get approached by young people. They have to learn how to present and
Yep.
and speak
Yep.
professionally, but they don't get instructed how to do it.
Yep.
They're just told to do this for an assignment.
Yep.
So we get regularly approached for educationals or short courses
Yep.
and so on and so forth. The problem will always be money, because those young people don't have money.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they would really be
Cool.
destined
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
something like that.
Cool.
It's really useful.
Cool. Go on, Kathleen. Go on.
I had a thought for a Toastmasters in the Home Club. I've got 2 or 3 staff members on maternity leave at the moment, and I was talking to at least one of them who was
Mhm.
asking me about Toastmasters and was really keen on it, but they've got young kids, but they're professional people. And bringing it, I was thinking, we often sit back and we wait for people to come to Toastmasters. I
Yeah.
think we need to take it to them rather than
Yeah.
the other way around. So, and rather than calling it an online club, call it a Toastmasters in the home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
Great.
feels like you're not just going on an online call, but you're
Yeah,
bringing it
yeah.
into your home, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
particularly exposing other members in your family.
Cool. Yep. Go for it.
I was at the train station yesterday, and a lady, I was talking about Toastmasters, and she said, did we have a Peacher Coocher Club?
Oh, what? Sorry.
A Peacher Coocher Club. I just looked it up.
Oh, yep.
It's a
Nice.
3-slide presentation, and they take 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So, see. Yeah.
Seaside Club.
Yep. Perfect. That's cool. All right. Yeah, and one more than I've got. You guys are going to do security exercise shortly.
One of them was kind of echoing what Karen said, but I was kind of thinking about the disability community, and I thought for people with a learning or an intellectual disability, a lot of them, it would be good if there was one which was designed for their needs, and the same with the deaf community, but then kind of isn't out there one. I thought you could have a tramping one where you have to go on a tramp together to get to your meeting.
Yeah. Oh, hey, why not? I love it. Yeah. It's a great idea because I know there's a club down in Dunedin. I think I used to remember that on Table Talk. They meet at restaurants monthly. Yeah. So you don't restrict it. Yeah. Just another example there.
Retirement villages.
Yes, retirement villages definitely. There's a rather large one by my house. I'm sure there's lots of people up there now. So. Yeah, definitely. They're definitely good. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so I'm actually going to get you guys to do some work now because keep you guys. All right, so even to get moved and jump into your division. So Wellington division together and the South Island division together. You're going to do a group activity. I'll explain shortly. So yeah, we'll put the C's over there and Wellington's here. How does that sound?
South Island down there.
Yeah.
Wellington here.
Come on, no, you up here, no. Yeah. Are you? Yeah, you're busy. I know you're busy. You're good.
You guys got to move.
No, you're right. You're fine there.
South Island down there. You're split from your.
That's okay. Like that's okay. We're just a few. Every division director, anyone else can do it. Yes. I'll explain shortly. I will be explaining very shortly once everyone's seated. Right. Cool. That's all right. Maybe some honorary people can join. All right. Well, now in the interest of time, so in your group, to pick 2 people who are going to present to the group for 2 to 3 minutes your idea. So about 2 to 3 people to have 2 people to present to the group.
Do we have to decide now or later?
No, but later. But to have a think when you do that. So what we're going to do for the next 20 minutes, we'll keep us in time. Next 20 minutes, we're going to talk about choose one idea from the group, and then we're going to base the then I'll ask yourself these 3 questions. Can it work? Now here's your questions because I'll leave the screen up for you guys. How can this idea work? So first of all, pick an idea. How can this idea work? What does the planning look like? Remember, I talked about planning already. So what does planning look like? And why will this help with potential interest? So this is really crucial. How does that help with potential interest? How are you going to attract people to this club? So you now got 20 minutes. Off you go.
So which ideas do people like?
So would you like some paper to present yourself on? This is 6, so I won't go on the table.
So we've got 2 things going on. We've got a huge base in terms of bodies.
I'm going to touch on the table. You can just pop your ideas in there when you're done.
So there's two options.
Yeah. One was university,
University,
and one was in the home.
one was in the home. So those are four options.
Yeah.
Until school only.
Cool. It's all nice and clear. Understand? Yeah.
So that's the three.
We've got to find we're choosing ideas.
Yeah, yep.
And then we work
Yep.
with it.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry, interrupt. Everyone, so nice and clear what we're doing.
I'm selling them on the idea of focus.
Oh, very good, good. I'll let you carry on then.
Well, this one person was like,
What's that?
It's an idea for a club.
Yes, one club. Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but it's still got to be targeted for like your clients.
So
That won't
I'll try it.
how do we No, they're not.
No, they're online.
They're going to be online.
Yeah.
So it's in their house.
Hope that's nice and clear.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel okay?
Yeah, I feel
All
okay.
good? Yeah.
Wasn't speaking too fast.
No, I don't think so.
So good.
Yeah, I don't think so. And yeah, you managed the slide issue fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of thing always happens. So yeah,
exactly.
so that's fine.
We'll move on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all good. Carry on.
Yeah. And that engagement.
Do they send you a code?
Yeah.
I was worried about no remembering to go around the camera at one point as well.
Yeah. What? Yeah, he was.
And also the workplace.
Hey!
Go girls.
By the way, this is not just an idea.
Get my clothes, that's all right. We don't bite.
So we had quite a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
It down to one idea. So when I first moved to Christchurch 9 years ago, I was really looking for a weekend club because I used to belong to Sunday afternoon Toastmasters. But there was nothing like that at all, so I joined an evening club. So we've talked about starting a weekend club in Christchurch. And then we haven't quite sussed out where it's going to be. But we're talking about probably a Sunday afternoon or something on a Sunday. And at our opening meeting, we'll have a demonstrating meeting. We're going to invite a celebrity speaker, perhaps like Richie McCaw, or Marie would really like Hamish Kerr.
Yeah.
So
I love all these ideas.
Attract people to come along. We're talking about area directors driving this, so going out to their clubs and getting people to come along. So perhaps every area director will come and bring someone from each club. So that would be 42 clubs in Christchurch, so at least you have 42 people there at the demonstration meeting. So yeah, do you have anything to add?
42 clubs. We're getting a workshop demonstration done before we start this club.
Nice.
The area directors are going to promote, demo meeting, advertise. Come along to the Weekender. You're invited.
Yeah, hey. So before you step off the stage there, any questions or comments any questions or comments?
Weekender.
It's not going to be Sunday afternoon toast.
No.
It's with copyright.
Yeah.
The weekend, or we're not sure yet. So haven't quite got that far, but at least we're going to be starting a weekend club.
Nice.
And Christchurch. So, yes.
Very good. Very good. And our Wellington group. I'm Marie, sorry, you have questions, yeah?
It's really a comment that
Comment.
I like the way
Yeah.
that this group worked through all these different options, and there was multiple and many, but there's a really obvious gap in the traffic with weekend clubs in Christchurch.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
That is one that was built on, and this is how we need to develop clubs, is using strategy wherever the gap is or the opportunity
Yes.
to build that. So yeah, well.
Yeah, great ideas. Our Wellington team. I'm sure there's two of you that got good ideas here. I'm sure there's some two people there. Come on, yeah, well done.
And so we have a tentative name for the club,
Tim, you can turn the screen off.
which is Toastmasters. We drew from the excellent idea of Toastmasters at home. So it could be baby brain, it could be babbling with baby, work in progress. The planning really starts with finding the identity, finding the purpose. What exactly is it that we as a new club would want to provide? Because that then helps to identify who's the primary audience here. What would be their motivation? Why would they want to join? That is where sort of we zeroed in. We also thought that this would actually, that is where the constitution comes in, to narrow it down, like who is this club for, who can actually join. For example, define it that the club is a specialist club, for example, for parents and caregivers at home.
Yeah, so we also thought part of that then has to be about identifying motivation. Why? So cultural, countering isolation, often a risk of people when they're stuck at home. Intellectual challenge, particularly working parents that stuck at home with babbling babies, as I said. A safe place too, because often by narrowing your participation, you also allow potentially more open conversations and speeches and things. Accessibility. Basically, it doesn't matter where you are in the country. This is something you can draw. And that whole supportive space. And then linked with that was what we had to really think about duration, because obviously if you've got babies at home, you can't have 2-hour meetings because they'd be, so you would actually, it would be a very tightly controlled meeting and recognise the challenges of babies. So, and the constitution, the dual and the sponsor members need to align so they're actually with the target audience. So ideally you would be looking at people who were recently parents at home or young babies, or maybe grandparents that could go and support and things. So they've got that understanding. So there we are. So that's where we came from.
Well done. Well done, team. And as promised, there was some great planning creativity going there. So I think I was trying to decide who was the best planning creator. They're both very good. So I'll put one on those table, one on the share those guys. There you go. There you go. Another one for you guys as well. There you go. Yeah. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of it, because it's really around you guys. It's around understanding that clubs can come from anywhere. Don't thinking out of the box is really, really crucial. The more we do this, we can come in and club ideas pop up from everywhere. I think this is really, really crucial. And don't forget, it's great to grow the clubs, but there's also those personal development opportunities. Those personal that around that planning. How much is that planning helping your life? Your commitment, that sort of thing, and also networking. Actually, getting talking. I think it was great to watch you guys at the tables, all the networking. We're talking about those ideas. This is what it's really about. It's actually the networking. Because if you want to start a club, the more you have the bigger network you have, it makes it much easier, and you all support each other. I think that's really, really important. Now, I want to finish on one thing here. Basically, I want to have a quick sharing session. What was one thing you guys took away from the session today? Who would like to, any volunteers to take a start? Go, please.
Everybody you know, because
having a whole group of people bouncing ideas
Yep.
just helps you so much with.
Yep. It's a great idea. That's a great takeaway. Thank you.
I think it's the overall commitment to actually doing something.
Yeah.
A lot of us have ideas, or
Mhm.
just actually doing something is what to me seems to be the.
Yep. Agree.
I'd
'Cause-
like to see the way that everybody got excited about it.
Yeah. Exactly. And those peaks and troughs, they're all part of the process, but you learn so much from that. Learn so much from that. Any thoughts from this table? One takeaway? No?
It was.
Oh yeah, no, yep, you go on.
So there's no one way of thinking Toastmasters about. So most of us think
Yeah.
it's all about location. There's a need because of that location.
Yeah.
There are greater needs than just location.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, just setting up a club, you need to think about the whys so much about it, because if you don't know what the whys are,
Mhm.
you're not going to get. You're not going to know what needs to be met to be able to attract your members and actually retain them.
Yeah, I'm actually pleased you took that away, because I was going to bring that up earlier, but I'm pleased you guys brought it up, because when you're starting a club, what is your selling point? What is your unique selling point? What is actually going to draw people in? I think that's really, really important when you go out there.
I've got a question, it's not a takeaway to your question, but
Yeah, of course, yeah.
you know, is there a critical success factor? And what I'm thinking of is, well, I decided I want to start a club. Well, that's wonderful. Got an idea.
Yep.
But then, does it need someone who's willing to put 10,000 hours into it, or how does it actually work? It doesn't all not work, because that's a huge issue for I'm thinking about. I might or might not have an idea.
Yeah.
But there's not much point in embarking down the pathway if you don't really have an understanding of what the time commitment you're potentially signing yourself up for.
That's fair enough, and this is why using the team, actually sharing the load, so you're not taking it all on yourself, because it is a lot of work by one person. Having a whole variety of things, when you have the sponsors and mentors and the wider group coming in to help that process, it makes the process much easier, and it actually brings down the number of hours per person. I think that's probably the biggest key.
But if you've got one person who's, say, driving it, this is, yes, you bring a whole team in, but the person whose idea it is and might be driving it, they're not going to do it in 10 hours, are they? So,
No, exactly. So yes, I think that's why when you start a club, it's good to have more than one person to drive it.
On the question of practicalities,
Mhm.
there's a whole lot of paperwork that you need to do
Yes.
to start a club.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just thinking about where, do you have a demo meeting first and then worry about the paperwork, or should you do it the other way around?
Potentially demo meeting, but with paperwork, there is an initial one you can put through, the initial fee, which basically gives you a right to use Toastmasters. You pay that, and it's an initial form that goes through saying I have intent to start this club, and that gives you that you can use your Toastmasters resources.
But it would be a good idea to talk to a division director.
The area director, I was going to say, you talk to the club, talk to the trio. You definitely talk to the right people about it. But really, my key is, it is very important that if you do that initial paperwork, you do get a whole lot of more resources available to you, and you can actually use Toastmasters quite legally.
How much is the money for the initial payment?
I top of my head of things. What's that? $120 US. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And then there's the individual membership fees as well.
Yeah, but that will come later. But it doesn't. Often you get that first part through. You get the first part, then you add that other stuff later.
Depending on where your club is, then you would have a expression of interest meeting. So when we set it up at Ministry of Health, they actually arranged to have we're interested in setting up a Toastmasters meeting. Come along if you want to find out more about it.
Yep.
Before they made the commitment to start the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So it was that opportunity to find out what the numbers were.
Yeah.
That's what we've done with High Performance Sport New Zealand, is that the lead within, who's a former Toastmaster, she's put a business proposal through to their HR people.
Yeah.
And they've had some time to think about it, and the business proposal's been changed, this way, that and the other, and we're now at the point where we're going to organise a demonstration meeting so they can see that they like it, and then if they like it, then we'll set up the chartering process.
And I guess one point I want to mention on that is it's really important, because some clubs are quite a quick charter. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yep.
Who pays for the charter fee?
What's that?
Who pays for the charter fees?
That's a very good question. It can be through the members, or sometimes you often have a sponsoring club who's willing to pay that on behalf of them.
Yeah, club sponsors.
Yeah, it can be a sponsor club might be willing to, and as a club you'll get credit for sponsoring another club as well.
And that's where you get your support as well.
Yes, and that's support as well, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're using that wider team and actually getting people using that type of thing.
You use your Speechcraft programs to fund it.
No, but yeah, this is one idea. Yeah, that's called another most conscious time.
The thing that strikes me out of this conversation is that the people in this room have the maximum leverage
Yep. Mhm.
in our district.
Yeah.
We most of us are area directors.
Yeah.
We've got most of us got 5 or 6 clubs
Mhm.
that we have a direct relationship with, and that is the mechanism that we can utilise to
Yes.
drive this process.
Yep.
And it's the mechanism we haven't been using in the past, and I think we should really look at doing that.
Yep.
You know, and the conversation we had, which was, well, are we going to do it?
Yeah.
You know, that's where it comes down to.
Mhm.
Because if we don't do something,
Yeah.
we'll have no new clubs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say from past experience, when we put the money down
Yep.
and paid for the application to start a club, that was when reality hit the thing. Well, we're now going to do something. We're just going to spend some club's money, you know, because the club said, yeah, we'll sponsor you.
Yes.
Holy crap, it was like, okay,
Yeah.
it's going to help.
Yeah.
And it really did get the ball rolling because we were
Yeah.
having to honour the money. It was a lot of money, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good though,
Yeah.
and it gets you up and fired and you know, makes things happen very quickly.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm just about out of time, so any other final takeaways before I wrap it up? Cool. I just want to thank everybody for their contributions, and this would have started a lot of conversations, and what I'd say, carry these conversations on and come to me with anybody else who's started a club and actually ask the questions as well about the process and what was involved, because I shared some tips today, but there's a whole other tips I could have shared. But so I definitely encourage you to reach out and ask other people and actually what the process is involved. The more you ask questions, we can help you along the way, and that support is always there to help you out. So thank you, and I'll hand back to the MC.